What if I told you that in 2025, I'm taking on a challenge so intense, it's inspired by a legendary samurai? This isn't just another disciplined experiment. It's not a list of flimsy New Year's resolutions. This is a deep dive into self-mastery that could completely transform how you approach your own goals. This is a journey to find the absolute limits of my willpower, focus, and resilience. Are you ready to see what true, crazy discipline looks like? Because this year, I'm living by the ghost of a legend, and I'm inviting you to watch. The Gauntlet. Why Musashi? Why now? Let's be honest, the whole new year, new me cliche is dead. We've all been there. We buy the gym membership, download the language app, promise to wake up earlier, and by February, we're back to hitting snooze, scrolling endlessly, and wondering where our motivation went. The problem isn't our intention, it's our philosophy. Resolutions are wishes without a warrior spirit behind them. That's why for 2025, I'm going beyond resolutions. This is a 365-day commitment, a gauntlet I'm throwing down for myself, inspired by one of the most disciplined figures in history, Miyamoto Musashi. So, why Musashi? Why this 17th century Ronin who, by legend, was undefeated in over 60 duels? Because he was so much more than a swordsman. He was a philosopher of discipline, an artist of self-reliance, and a master of relentless self-improvement. He wrote the Book of Five Rings, a treatise not just on sword strategy, but on mastering the self. His life was a testament to the idea that the way of the warrior is the way of everything. Master your craft and you master yourself. In a world overflowing with distractions, cheap dopamine hits, and endless noise, Musashi's principles are more relevant than ever. He lived a life of deliberate action, solitude, and singular focus. And that's exactly what I feel I need, and maybe what you feel you need too. This isn't just about the physical feats, though they will be grueling. This is a mental and spiritual challenge to conquer the battlefield of my own mind, to master my habits, and to forge a profound personal transformation. This is about discovering what's left when you strip away everything that's easy and comfortable. The 9 rules of my Musashi experiment. A challenge this significant requires a clear code, a set of non-negotiable rules that will govern my life for the next 365 days. These aren't guidelines, they are laws. Rules 1, 2, and 3. The Dawn Conquest. My day begins before the sun. Before the world has a chance to demand my attention, I seize control. Rule 1. The pre-6 a.m. ritual. I am up, dressed, and starting my ritual before 6 a.m. No exceptions, no snooze button. The first battle of the day is against the pillow, and it must be won. Rule 2. The warrior's log. 20 minutes with a pen and a blank page. This isn't a diary, it's a strategic briefing with myself. I define my single most important objective for the day, untangle one difficult problem, or articulate my fears to disarm them. It's about forging mental clarity by forcing thoughts onto the page, creating order from the chaos in my head. Rules 3. Embrace the shock. A cold plunge or ice-cold shower for a minimum of 3 minutes. This is a raw physical act of choosing discomfort. It trains the body and mind to withstand shock and builds a fortress of resilience against the minor annoyances of the day. Rules 4, 5, and 6. The path of mastery. Discipline without purpose is just self-punishment. These rules ensure that my energy is channeled into tangible growth. Rule 4. 2 hours of deep work every single day. I dedicate 2 uninterrupted hours to mastering a single challenging skill. For the first half of the year, it's learning to code in Python. This is a sacred phone-off, notification-free zone of pure, focused effort. Rule 5. The General's Hour. 1 hour is dedicated to strategic planning and reflection. This involves reviewing my progress, planning the next day's battle with military precision, and journaling on the insights and struggles. You can't win a war without strategy. Rule 6. Physical forging, a daily intense workout. This isn't about vanity, it's about honoring the connection between the mind and body. A strong body houses a strong mind. This can be anything from martial arts practice to heavy lifting to long-distance running. Rules 7, 8, and 9. The fortress of focus. To build something new, you must clear the land. These rules are about elimination, removing the mental clutter that hinders growth. Rule 7. Zero social media browsing. I'm deleting the apps. No more mindless scrolling through feeds. Communication will be intentional, not passive consumption of content designed to hijack my attention. Rule 8. No impulsive purchases. To master the self, one must master desire. Any non-essential purchase over $50 requires a 30-day waiting period. This forces conscious consumption over fleeting wants. Rule 9. The digital sunset. A daily digital detox. At 9 p.m., all screens, phone, laptop, TV are turned off. The final hour of the day is for reading physical books, reflection, or conversation. It's about letting the mind decompress and prepare for deep rest. These are the 9 rules, the framework for the experiment, simple to list, brutally difficult to live. The unseen struggles, what you don't see. Now, it's easy to stand here and list these rules like a stoic hero, but I need to be brutally honest with you. This is not glamorous. Week 1 was a reality check from hell. The 4:45 a.m. alarm felt like a physical assault. My mind screamed at me with 1,000 excuses. You're tired. One more day won't hurt. This is insane. The mental resistance was a thick, heavy fog I had to fight through every single morning. And the cold plunge? It wasn't an empowering shock. It was just a miserable, breathtakingly painful 3 minutes where I questioned every decision that led me to that moment. And then there's the emotional roller coaster you don't see on a highlight reel. There are days of incredible clarity. Moments, usually during that second hour of deep work, where I hit a flow state and feel invincible. But those are balanced by hours, sometimes days of overwhelming self-doubt and a profound sense of isolation. When you cut out the noise of social media and casual distraction, you're left alone with your own thoughts. And sometimes those thoughts are not kind. The feeling of missing out is real, even when you know you're on the right path. I've had to develop strategies to survive. When motivation is gone, and trust me, it disappears often, discipline has to be a system, not a feeling. I lay out my workout clothes the night before. My coffee maker is on a timer. I've written my why on a note card on my desk. I have a rule. If I don't want to do something, I just have to do it for 2 minutes. That's usually enough to break the inertia. This isn't about being a superhero. It's about being an engineer of your own willpower, building systems to carry you when your spirit is weak. The unexpected rewards beyond brute force. But for all the struggle, the rewards are deeper and more meaningful than I could ever have imagined, and they have nothing to do with brute force. First, my focus is laser sharp. I'm completing tasks and projects in half the time it used to take me, not because I'm working harder, but because I'm working cleaner. Without the constant context switching and digital fog, my mind can sink into a problem with a level of clarity I've never experienced. It feels like upgrading from an old dial-up modem to fiber optic internet for my brain. That focus bleeds into mental and emotional fortitude. The daily practice of choosing discomfort, the cold plunge, the workout, the focused study, has expanded my capacity to handle stress. An annoying email, a traffic jam, an unexpected problem, they barely register. When you start your day by voluntarily facing a freezing hell, the minor conflicts of modern life seem trivial. It's like Musashi said, to understand the way broadly, you can see it in all things. The discipline in one area strengthens you for all the others. But the most profound reward is this. I'm discovering a deeper version of myself. By eliminating the external noise, I'm finally starting to understand my internal landscape, my true limits, my real capabilities, and the profound peace that comes from intentional living. I'm not just a passive consumer of life anymore. I am the deliberate architect of my days. That feeling of self-possession, of unwavering resolve, it's a quiet power that's worth all the sacrifice. Your own journey. How to start your crazy discipline. Now, I'm not sharing this to tell you to live like a 17th century samurai. This isn't about replicating my experiment to the letter. This is about one idea: identifying your own Musashi principles. It's about asking yourself, what is one area of my life, if met with uncompromising discipline, would transform everything else? So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait for January 1st to roll around again. Start your own version of this experiment, but start small. Forget the 365-day gauntlet for now. Musashi said to master one thing and then move to the next. Pick one challenging habit to implement for the next 30 days. Just one. Meditate for 10 minutes every morning. Go for a walk without your phone.
Read 10 pages of a book before bed. Or pick one bad habit to eliminate for 30 days. No snooze button, no processed sugar, no social media after 9 p.m. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity. The goal is to prove to yourself that you are in control, that your will is stronger than your momentary impulse. And I want to do this with you. Share your journey. Join this community of people who are tired of mediocrity and ready for self-mastery. Go to the comments right now and tell me, what is your one crazy discipline goal for 2025? What's the one rule you're willing to commit to? Let's hold each other accountable. Let's share the struggles and celebrate the wins, because the path of discipline can be a lonely one, but it doesn't have to be. This is my experiment. Now, it's time for you to start yours.